Hi, I'm Gina Baskey. Welcome to Faces of Fitness in California. I'm a California Fitness Alliance board member, and I'm here today with Toby and Stacy, speaking to them about how they got into the fitness business. And we're here at Easton Gym. It's LA County's oldest historic gym site. So my first question to you both is, how did you get into the fitness business?
So I was an athlete, I was a wrestler and a collegiate athlete. I wrestled at Columbia University in New York City. And when I graduated, there was a couple of guys who'd opened personal training studios in New York City called Definition. So I started doing that while I was studying for the MCATs and ended up just loving it. I stayed in the fitness industry ever since. It was just, I found a passion in it. It was really rewarding. And this poor thing, I sucked into
the wrong person. Well, I've always been a designer, so I started off with that kind of behind me and have worked my little niche here doing like the design at the cafe and making it more historical and just kind of cleaning
design
it up.
of the clubs.
Yeah, and being I'm the hostess. So when people come in, I like to talk, so I'm always chatting people up, and all these people have become family members, so for us it's it's nice.
So this is an amazing space. It's beautiful. It's got windows on every single brick wall. It's 4 stories. So can you tell us a little bit about the history of the actual space itself?
Right, so 1938, Harvey and Dale Easton. Harvey opened the gym in 1938, and specifically his brother Dale was in movies and kind of did it to get the movie guys in here working out for specific parts, was sort of the idea, I guess, in the beginning, and then it became a community sort of staple. But in the beginning, it was Harvey and Dale and Vince Garanda. There would be a lot of people who know that name. Vince's Gym in the Valley. He started his career here, like training underneath Harvey and learning how to become a personal trainer. Joe Weider started his career here. So yeah, no, it's a special, special place. It's been a part of this community for 83 years, and we've had members, like I said, here for 50, 60 plus years. It's a mecca for health and fitness in this neighborhood, but it's also the community you can develop over decades, really changes people's lives. So I have the 2 exercycles, if you know what those are, from 1950. It actually does all the work for you, which is hilarious. But so I have in the free weight room the rack of straight bars and the first set of dumbbells are all from 1938. They're rad because they have that patina that you don't find everything today is made of neoprene, compressed neoprene. I have 1 cable left, single cable pulley. Jack LaLanne and Harvey Easton actually fabricated together. Harvey Easton invented the preacher bench. Some say the inclined leg sled as well. I don't know about that one, but the preacher bench for sure, because Vince Garanda stole the preacher bench and took it to his gym, Vince's Gym in the Valley. The most interesting part about that cable piece is the locking mechanism.
You'll hear people every once in a while say, "Oh, but the equipment's so old." But it's like, that's on purpose.
Yeah,
We've done that on purpose.
I've chosen across different decades and across different vendors the pieces that I think are the best pieces ever made, and that's goes for selectorized, plate loaded, the free weights. And so it is truly, my wife hates it when I say curated, but it is. These are the pieces that I think
it's
operate
eclectic and curated.
So,
exactly.
Yeah, the Pro Series 2 Body Masters selectorized is probably the best selectorized equipment ever made. And you can argue with me or you not argue with me. I'll prove you wrong, but whatever.
So COVID has been a long year, and I think there have been a lot of misconceptions about the fitness industry. So what do you think are some of the biggest misconceptions, and kind of how as an industry we can overcome them?
Immediately, the narrative, I don't know how this or who started this narrative that gyms are somehow bad or a dangerous place to be, but it's certainly 180 degrees from what the narrative should be. This is a place to be healthy, to stay engaged in a community that promotes health, helps your immune system. The media needed a scapegoat and saw specifically the gym space as that, don't go there because you're breathing hard. I'm like, but you can wear a mask the whole time, whereas if you're sitting down in a restaurant, you're not. That narrative, that has been done the most damage. And people who are in positions of power, decision-making positions, don't go to gyms, and so ate that narrative up. Here we can look like we're doing something, and it's like, I'm not going to the gym anyway, so that's my perspective.
And I think as gym owners, we all agree, public safety is first, it's paramount, it's been at the forefront of all of our minds. And I know now, being a board member of the California Fitness, I've spoken to across the country and in California hundreds of club owners, and that is always first. Like, we want to keep our members safe.
Right.
As you just said, members are like part of our family. We've known people for over 20 years. So I think that's one of the hardest things for us to overcome, but it is kind of a family-owned business, just like restaurants are. So do you want to kind of speak to like the family dynamic? I know I've seen your nephew and he runs one of your clubs.
Hopefully our daughter will be able to do the same thing.
Yes.
She's thinking about trying to become a trainer. She's 15, so we'll see. And everybody here has watched our daughter grow up, and so it is such a family thing.
What's one of your favorite member memories or member stories?
We've had members here belong to this club for 50, 60 years. But one of them, Jorge Rivera, who's a pretty famous Mexican actor, was born the same year this club was founded in 1938. So he's 83.
Still coming.
And
Every
he's still
day.
coming.
Still coming.
He'll
And
knock
has
your
he
block
been here
off.
the whole time?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
He comes down, he has a little cup of coffee, he comes out, he works out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
Special.
people forget that without these community fitness centers that are independently owned, the landscape will be dotted by big box. And
Right.
I think you can feel when you walk into the space and see these members' happy faces, like how much it means to them. So we know that there is legislation in the House, and we have 155 co-sponsors. Like, what would passing that mean to you and your family and the future of Easton?
It will probably be life or death. It increases our chances of survival 80, 90, 100%. When you're shut down 100%, you don't make any money and you can't pay your landlord, and your landlord wants all his money, and if the landlord isn't willing to work with you and wants all of that money, I don't care how successful your facility is, you cannot make up for a year and a half of not paying.
People forget in LA County, we were closed for 363 consecutive days, longer than anywhere in the nation, and maybe arguably longer than anywhere on earth. How did you pivot right away, or what did you have to do with the capacity restrictions?
So yeah, we had the check-in system where you knew exactly how many and how long people were in the facility at the time, and the airflow here is, this is an outdoor facility, so it was much easier here. The other two clubs, I opened them, but it was a mess.
Pivoting for us was the most difficult. So while restaurants put tables and chairs and heaters out, we had to put treadmills and barbells and squat racks.
I tried to price out moving everything out to the parking lot, and it was going to cost me $100 and something thousand. If you've never been to this club, in 1938 there were no elevators, so carrying a treadmill down the stairs is always fun. When I get new equipment, it's a fun day. There is an analogy to be made between
Why are we not
fitness and the restaurant industry. And look, our best friends have an event space downtown, a bar, live, and so the Shuttered Venues Act saved their life, saved their business. So there's an analogy to be made there. And God bless the government for seeing to get help to the restaurant industry. That analogy is we need that help too.
What are the lessons learned, or have you found a silver lining yet? It's kind of hard now, but.
I like to say that I think it's nice to know how important we are in people's lives. And so many members have voiced that over and over again.
Glad you made it, right.
Yeah. I didn't think you guys were going to make it. I'm so glad you're still here. It's so important to me.
When you have a passion for something, you fight hard for it, right? And you don't want to see it go away. I still don't sleep at night, but it is nice to know that we're loved.
So it has been a long 18 months, I guess. What is your hope for the future of the industry?
That narrative changes, I don't want to say the truth gets out, but that we become a part of the healthy living ecosystem, right? Can't tell you how many physicians I've spoken to. It's like, why are you guys being portrayed like this? I'm like, I have no idea. Like, you guys should be part of staying healthy, being fit, being in community that prioritizes those things in life and being rewarded for that. Health insurances should be paying for gym memberships. If that's the one thing that comes out of this, I mean, that's going to help be the biggest help to this industry, I think.
So I want to ask you a few fun questions. What's your favorite workout?
Leg day.
TRX.
What is your favorite music for workout?
So I let the kids pick.
I kind of like metal.
You like metal.
I do.
You do. What's your favorite place to travel?
Oh, hi.
Yep.
Oh, nice. One of the silver linings, you found a new getaway?
We've been looking for a place up there for years and years. We found one and I said no, and my wife's hated me ever since. Was that 20 years ago?
Well, you can speak to the dichotomy thing. We like to drink wine.
Right.
And we work out too.
You mean that Jungian duality of man thing, right?
What is your favorite book?
I could pick an author, maybe C.S. Lewis.
Right now, I don't have time to read.
Read?
I'm so sleepy, I just fall asleep.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. If you could drive cross country with anyone, who would it be?
My dog.
Same. Yeah.
I'd have to say my daughter. Actually, she makes me
She was
laugh.
funny.
Oh, good.
We have the same sense of humor, and the same sense of music.
Yeah.
So that would be fun.
Well, it's been great to talk to you both. So great to finally meet you.
Nice meeting you.
This is the first time I've met Toby and Stacy live. I've spoken to
Only
them
Zoom.
for, I do a monthly, or actually a weekly check-in with Toby. I was going to say monthly, but it's weekly. And it's so great to talk to you the last 18 months, and we're kind of all in this together.
Yeah, it's do or die time.
Yep.